Lundig, who the hell is the Glinner update?
Oh, Graham Linehan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, Graham Linehan, right?
Mm-hmm.
IT Crowd, the guy who created and wrote and directed the majority of IT Crowd, friggin' comic genius.
Mm-hmm.
He got arrested in the
Yes.
United Kingdom, landing at Heathrow Airport because of three specific tweets that he sent out. He sent out three tweets, and oh, good, you've got some of the pictures up.
Yep,
Fantastic.
yep. So
Sent
one
out
of
three
them is
tweets.
if a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he's committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls. That's
Like you got to
one.
do. Yep.
The next one is a photo you can smell.
Okay. He got arrested for this tweet.
I do have the Substack open. It's nuts.
It's crazy. Show the other one real quick. The other one has a swear word in it, but
I hate them. Misogynist and homophobe. Suck 'em. Yeah.
right. So he got arrested for those three tweets.
Yep.
And it was funny. So apparently he gets off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 5 police officers waiting for him. And not one, not two, 5. They escorted me to a private area and told me I was under arrest for 3 tweets. In a country where pedophiles escape sentencing, where knife crimes are out of control, where women are assaulted and arrested every time they gather to speak, the state had mobilized 5 armed officers to arrest a comedy writer for a tweet. Oh my word.
Yeah,
Wild.
here are the tweets again. 1, 2,
a photo you can smell.
It's true though.
Holy heavens. If next time I travel to the UK, I think they're going to put me away for life. Like
that's why you don't go to the UK.
Seriously. But it was crazy. So he says, quote, when I first saw the cop as he got off the plane, I actually laughed. I couldn't help myself. Don't tell me, he says, you've been sent by the trans activists. The officers gave no reaction, and this was the theme throughout most of the day. Among the rank and file, there was a sort of polite bafflement, entirely professional and even kind, but most had absolutely no idea what any of this was about. Crazy.
That's insane.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Now, for those of you who don't, so Graham Linehan is Irish, but he's currently living in Arizona. Okay. He's working on a project in Arizona. He lives in Arizona, and but he was going back to the UK. And my understanding is he was going back because there are trans activists that have been, shaking up legal cases against him for being mean to trans people on the internet. And so he's going back for some of that, and then they arrest him. They did let him go. His condition of his bail is that he can't touch X.
It's crazy. And just like, if you read this article, chat, it's a whole Substack. He's really talking about how the police didn't even know really what was going on. They were very kind to him because they didn't know what the fuck was going on. They didn't know why they were arresting this guy, why they were giving him reading his rights and everything. That's wild. But I have a couple of tweets that I want to share out because I think it's very important that we do share these tweets. So I don't even know who these people are, right? But what they're saying is correct. The arrest of Glitter, or is it Glitter or Gliner?
I don't know. Glinner, maybe.
Glinner, I think.
All right. Is indefensible and a threat to free speech. It's an insult to all the women who have reported serious crime, rape, and domestic violence and had to put up with inadequate investigations and police failures. Such an indictment of current priorities, which is also true. But then there's this one that is so true. The transgender movement is global and unitary and seeks the same things everywhere it obtains the power to impose them. Its ultimate aim is to deploy state power to make it illegal to deny the movement's dogmas. It's an assault of the freedoms of speech, conscience, religion, and association that will imprison people for saying that men aren't women, that human beings cannot change sex, that there has never been an evidence base for transgender medicine, that children are never born in the wrong body, that women need their own private spaces from which men are excluded, that letting men compete against women in sports is deeply unfair because trans women are men, that sex is binary and immutable, that Rachel Levine is a deeply corrupt man who abused his power to advance the aims of a cult of medicalized self-harm that brainwashes quirky kids to yearn to be chemically castrated and dismembered, and that all of it is in service of a mad imperative to make a false claim true. Mind you, that's all one giant sentence.
That is a big sentence. Yeah, nicely
but
done.
It's so true. It's so true.
It's crazy. It's crazy. This is nuts. What do you do about this? I mean, like, this England sunk. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's always this competition. I've noticed it for the last few months between the UK, Canada, and Australia. It's like which one of them can fuck up the most of the day. And I think right now the UK. Last week it was Australia with their tickle versus giggle thing. Have you been following that?
I don't understand that. I don't even get quite what that is.
Okay, so you have been seeing some of it though.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, it's basically like about trans rights in Australia and basically making it that women do not exist anymore. It's literally stripping women's rights away, saying you can't that dude's obviously a woman. You can't argue otherwise. All this other insane leftist stuff, nuts. That's what's going on in Australia.
It's nuts.
But this does tie into what we saw in the last year's Summer Olympics, right? So gender role Olympic boxer Lin Yuting won't compete at Worlds, says official, because why is that? Because they put the whole DNA testing, sex testing and everything as a requirement. And lo and behold, also, Olympic champion Eamon Killiff appeals World Boxing Genetic Sex Test ruling because if that test comes back, he's going to lose his gold medal because he's a dude.
He's a dude.
Right? The dude is a lady.
He's an Adams Appley sporting dude.
And do you remember when they tried to gaslight us with what was it, his Vanity Fair or Vogue, whatever it was, portfolio, and he's all pretty and touched up. I'm like, that's still a dude. That's just wearing makeup.
See,
I'm sorry, he looked more like a dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fatigue with the world, is normalizing this shit in any way, shape, or form, or the law siding with these people. I have a problem with the mentally ill shit, but more than that, the mentally ill thing is that our society is actually taking their side. Did you just call me resident racist?
Yeah, I put that in there 20 minutes ago.
I just noticed that.
Ta-da!
I've been resident gay for a while now, so
he did that to himself. I forget what I put, but I didn't put the gay part. He changed it himself.
Anyways, I'm
the only
tired
person here with an actual name.
Ludwig, correct.
I'm tired of the government siding with troons. Just stop, please. I'm probably going to get arrested in Canada for saying that, so it's been nice knowing all of you.
I'm so sorry about that. That's terrible.
Sorry,
Boots. That's just
sorry,
awful.
Sorry.
So I'm just going to float something out there. Maybe it's time to take some drastic measures with countries like the United Kingdom. Now, we're here in the United States of America, and the internet being founded in the United States of America as a joint cooperation between the government, a couple of private corporations, and a couple of educational corporations. It is still predominantly run out of here. In fact, the United States, we have the power, realistically, to cut off 80 to 90% of the internet access to any one particular country. I don't know if people fully realize that. As distributed as the infrastructure of the internet truly is, we could make it so people in the UK could effectively not really go online anymore. What happens if we do that? I'm just going to float this out there right now. I'm not saying we need to go cut off the entire island.
What happens if we stop using the internet, you're saying?
If the UK, we can cut off the UK entirely. It would take
just use the black
20
web,
minutes.
The dark web, and just go
No. They would not have access to that. So the way all the DNS servers work and all the trunk lines work, the major connections work, we could make it so it would be effectively impossible for most of the people within the United Kingdom to use a large portion of the internet. They'd still have some of the infrastructure in place, but they certainly wouldn't be able to go to X or Google or Microsoft or Apple or the vast majority of things. And it would only take changing configurations in 3 or 4 locations, all of which are in the United States. Take maybe 10 minutes, right? So if President Trump came down and issued an executive order, 10 minutes later, we could have the UK effectively offline. Could do that. I'm not saying we should, but what would happen if we did? I'm just saying, could the Trump say, UK, that's fine. We're going to not let you on any of the American part of the internet until you shape up a little bit. How quickly would the UK fold? Because they wouldn't be able to play games anymore. They wouldn't be able to log into their Microsoft accounts anymore. Their Windows and Apple machines would effectively become bricked. Their iPhones and most of their Android devices would not really function that well anymore. Everything would break for them. How long until they cave on that one? I'm just saying, Ludwig's got an idea here.
I love this idea.
That would be pretty funny.
I don't love this idea at all because I'm a freedom lover, but if we're going on
I get you. Sure. I get you. People in the UK, they need to hear everything that's happening. They would no longer be able to see everything that was happening, but come on, would that
it's
not
already
be
happening in
funny?
Countries like in Canada? You can't view the news on like Facebook and stuff.
That's
like literally
true.
only on Twitter. You just can't see news.
That's messed up.
So it's like, no,
we should
I'm just
do it
so
to Canada too.
Okay, well, I'll never be on the show again. Bye, everyone. It was nice. Do not redeem.
Do not redeem.
It was fun redeeming while we could.
That makes a great point. Yeah, it's true.
There's this guy named Graham Linehan, and I'd never heard of this guy before today, or really before the last few days. Have you heard of this guy before, Graham Linehan?
He's been a huge voice in like talking about how trans ideology is bad and harmful, and he's been one of the few people who supported J.K. Rowling the entire time she had been getting harassed for her quote unquote transphobic remarks. So he's a very well-known dude.
Okay. So he is, according to Wikipedia, which, always is a good source here, an Irish comedy writer, an anti-transgender activist. He created books, the sitcoms Father Ted, which was a big hit over in the UK, the It Crowd or IT Crowd.
I know that show.
Yeah. So he's done very, very well for himself over the years. 57 years old. Looks pretty good for 57 if I do specifically his hair. Anyways, he, like I said, he's pretty active on his thoughts on things, and we're going to tie this into entertainment because he is one of the biggest entertainment folks over in the UK. Well, he put out some tweets saying these tweets in particular said if a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he's committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls. Right? It's he once again a comedy writer writing these things. He followed up, says, a photo you can smell right here, which is a picture of looks like a protest here. And
I can smell you.
And then we got this, says, I hate them, misogynists and homophobes. Fuck them. So apparently what happened was he was on the way from the U.S. to the UK. And then when he landed, 5 armed police officers met him when he landed, and they arrested him for these 3 posts. He was taken to the hospital for his blood pressure as it spiked, as you would think, right? And you can see here's the picture of him with his blood pressure spiked right here. But he was arrested for saying those things on social media while not even being in the UK.
Bro, I would be arrested upon entering the UK. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I think this is totally backfiring on the UK, as I don't think any American's going to be able to, go to the UK anytime soon. I
don't know why you would want to in current year. They need to fix their shit before people can actually go and be tourists again.
Well, I'll say this. I'm going on a cruise next year. And well, we'll see how that goes. It's my first cruise. I'm going on a cruise.
What kind of cruise?
A Mediterranean cruise.
Oh, thank God. I was hoping you weren't going to say Carnival. I was, oh God, you're not going to survive that, man.
No, it's not Carnival. It's a Mediterranean. I'm going around the Mediterranean, and I got to go, I got to travel, and my wife is looking to book the flights, and she's like, we can go through London. And I gotta tell her, if we go through London, honey, I may get arrested.
Yeah, you may not leave London. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think going through London is a good idea for you.
Yeah, I don't think going through London is a good idea for anybody. Blabs, sorry, UK, we are not going anywhere near you anytime soon. Because if we leave and we land, we may not get to come home, which.
And it's a shame. I loved it. I used to go there all the time. It's an amazing place, and what they're doing to it now is an absolute travesty.
Well, it's nuts. And we actually have, sorry, Kirsha, you said you had not heard the leaked audio of when Graham.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so here we go. We have the leaked audio right here. Let's go play it as it does have subtitles. It's about 2 minutes long, and we'll just kind of play this out.
It's alleged that on the 19th of April 2025, you published a post on X that was deemed to be intended to stir up hatred, incite, violence, and sexual orientation. What was the post? I'll tell you.
I can't tell you at the moment.
That's insane. You've done something wrong. You've said something that incites violence, and we're detaining you for it, but we can't tell you what it is. That's scary, man.
That's terrifying. Like, they don't need to prove jack shit. Hey, somebody somewhere, look at once again, you published on X that was deemed to be intended to instill hatred and incite violence. What the fuck does that even mean?
Right?
And to who? Let's continue.
Hatred, incite violence on the grounds of sexual orientation. What was the post? I'll tell you. You sure? You're comedy writer. You're under arrest.
I'm glad he.
I don't know if he should lead with that. I don't know what Father Ted is. Is that more famous than the IT crowd?
I think so. I think Father Ted is like the it was a super popular show over there. But I mean, he's clearly pissed. He's very confused, obviously here, as I think most people would be.
Yeah. Right.
Here we go. You're under arrest.
I'm under arrest. You know what this country looks like to America? Do you know what it looks like to America?
It's really funny. It's really funny that he says, do you know what this country looks like to America? The other day on my stream, I played a section, like, you know those YouTubers that go around and they interview people? And they're like, hey, what do you think of X? They're always going to cherry pick, like, the stupidest people, obviously. But there were a bunch of British people, and they asked them, like, would you ever go to America? And all the British people that they showcased were like, no, America's a shithole. Like, Americans don't even know what rights are. They don't have any rights. It's like, as soon as you leave the UK and you go to America, like, you lose 10 human rights. I was like, what the fuck are these people talking about? They're like, Americans don't have free speech like we do here. And I'm like, what? What dimension are you guys talking from? There's no way.
I saw that exact video and I thought the exact same thing. I was like, these people are fucking insane.
I don't know how you get to that point of like cognitive dissonance of where you're living and like what is happening in your brain to make you say those things.
Yeah.
Like anyone can see how dystopian the UK has become. Anyone. Like, you don't even need to be above room temp IQ.
They're so broken. And he's right. Like, do they know what? I don't think they truly understand how people look at the UK from the outside looking in. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see what that country has become. And just from they're like, yeah, we have free speech as long as you say the right thing and don't hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, we have free speech as long as you agree with the current thing.
That's right. Until they don't. Let's go and continue with this. I appreciate it being unintelligible while still getting a couple beeps in, which is good.
Right.
I'm going to sue you into the ground. I'm going to sue you into the ground. I'm going to sue you into the ground. I'm going to sue you.
You know, I feel bad for him, but like the repetition of "I'm going to sue you all" really gives a "Don't you know who I am" kind of vibe to it.
It does. It does. Yeah. Yeah, it does. I'm with you. I'm with you. It does not sound very good, but at the same time, like, he should.
Yeah, you get it though. You also get it. Like, you understand the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's continue.
Sir, calm down. There's no need for it. There's no need for it. Calm down.
And like the gaslighting here is amazing. Sir, calm down, sir. Just calm down. We're arresting you for some posts you had on social media, sir.
That we won't share with you.
We can't tell you what they were. And this is like Chinese arrest right here.
Total gaslighting. I mean, amazing.
I've been by trans activists for 8 years. And then you guys are working for them. Infuriated. These scumbags are working for assholes that go into women's toilets. Jesus, so unrated. Look at the person who please let go. I'm not going to take off. You don't
standing up for women's rights. Don't love me.
I think that's the most amazing thing here is he's like, look, I'm standing up for women's rights. And they're like, no, you're not.
That's like the worst thing you could say while being arrested in the UK. Be like, I'm standing up for women's rights. You can't arrest me. And they're just like, we let all the rape gangs go. Why do you think we would care about your flavor of women's rights? Fucking get in the cop car, bro.
Blabs, you see this. You see, I mean, I have a pretty good idea where you're thinking on this, but I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts when you see something like this?
Oh, I agree with everything you guys are saying. It's insane. It's unhinged. And like, if you even remember back in 2012 in England, they were so patriotic, right? Because it was the Summer Olympics. There was the Union Jack flags everywhere. Everyone was super excited to like host the Olympics, proud of their culture and everything. And you just look, not even like 20 years later, the absolute shit show that is the United Kingdom. There's no Union Jacks. No one's proud to be British. And you can't even say stuff on the internet like, wow, what a twist. I did not see that coming at all.
I mean, there were a bunch of people last week trying to put up a bunch of not the Union Jack, but the red and white British flag. I can never remember the name of it. But they were trying to put up like that English flag, and so many people were tearing them down. Some people were getting arrested for having the flag. It's crazy. And that's why, like, with the whole flag burning thing, I think you should be able to burn any flag you own. I don't care what it is. American flag, Black Lives Matter flag, gay flag, whatever flag you have. If you own it, you should be able to burn it. But I didn't give a fuck when that executive order came out that like criminalized burning the American flag, because it's like, I don't want to end up like Britain. And I'm at the point where like, how are you going to fight these communists unless someone is willing to put their foot down and say no to children, right? And it's like, I get that can also be a slippery slope, but I am just past the point of caring. I don't want to see my country end up like Germany or Britain. I don't want that. So I don't give a fuck if there's an executive order criminalizing burning the flag right now. If it sort of like slippery slopes its way into encroaching more things, like, yeah, I'm going to be upset and I'm going to call it out and I'm going to be angry about it, because the horseshoe theory of censorship does make me angry.
Well, from what I understand about that, and maybe I'm probably off, but from what I understand about that executive order is that's for non-citizens. It's for non-citizens who, if you're a non-citizen, then you don't have the rights to begin with.
I read the text of the bill on the stream, and it doesn't mention non-citizens, but it mentions specifically burning the flag in a public place. So if you still own your American flag and you burn it in your backyard and you upload a video of it, that's fine. But if you're out in the middle of the street and you burn a flag, that's not okay, and they can arrest you based on like public decency and fire codes or like disturbing the peace or whatever.
Yeah, the chat is saying it's for the purpose of inciting.
Yes.
Of incitement right there. Yeah.
I'm trying to do a skim. I don't see anything about non-citizens or illegals.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I mean, I think with how they're going around arresting people who are here in this country illegally, especially if they've done crime, if you're here illegally and you're burning the flag, like, yeah, I think you should go. And they're also trying to get rid of immigrants who are here on visas to go to college, who are going to the colleges for the purpose of inciting violence, right? So if you're participating in like anti-American rhetoric and burning the flag while here on a visa, but that wasn't in the executive order. That was like a completely different thing that they had talked about.
Well, Graham Linehan had a trial date set up. By the way, he was released. I don't know if you heard this part of the story. He was released on bond, not for money. Do you know what the only stipulation is, Blabs, for Graham Linehan to be released from jail?
He's not allowed to tweet. He can't be on Twitter.
Correct.
Which is, again, really fucking silly.
You can't post anything on your social media. You have to sit down and shut up.
That is that's the most bizarre thing of the whole story is, look, you can get out of jail and we're going to put you in, we'll give you a trial, but you're not allowed to post things on X. Like, can you post things on Facebook? Like anywhere but X?
I saw some people in chat saying that these were things that, like, before Glinner started realizing, hey, this is kind of fucked. Apparently he voted for these things. I only knew about him after the whole, like, turf wars thing with J.K. Rowling, and he came out in defense of her. So I've only known him from that because he was very fucking vocal. But if he had like voted for this shit, then I guess my sympathies only go so far. Yeah. And it's like, well, if you're now realizing that the shit you vote for results in the boot coming down on your neck, hey, congratulations, handshake, welcome to our side. But I can't exactly feel too much bad for you if this is something that you wanted to happen in the first place.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now, he had his day in court today, and this is how he showed up, doubling down. Literally showed up in front with the things he pretty much said. And you know what?
Based, I'll give it to him. He's fighting back, which is like when you have people who definitively get that boot stomping on them and they're like, hey, yeah, I voted for this and I was wrong and I didn't realize, even though you guys told me, how bad it would get. I think we do need to welcome those kinds of people, because if we just like throw everyone into the garbage, I think that's a bad idea. Don't welcome communists, obviously, but people like him who have realized, oh fuck, that was bad, I shouldn't have done that. I think it's okay. I think it's okay for them to be ushered in and handshaked with.
I think you wonder him showing up with a sign like this that is such a bland take. Like honestly, like what a boring take. But it's a take that needs to be said today. You wonder if it at its core, if somebody would have said that 20 years ago, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? How boring is that, right? But you wonder if he's going to be arrested again for incite. Like somebody was like, oh, did you see what he was walking around with the billboard on,
Well, it's like the people who come after me and try to call me like a transphobic bigot and whatever. Every time they do, they have to misquote the tweet that they point to that makes me a transphobic bigot. Where I say, like, when you realize most transgender activists are just autogynephiliac males or men trying to push an ideology using being transgender as a shield when they're not even trans, then the graphic murder fantasies start making a lot of sense. And we see that repeated behavior. Like, my tweet is pretty much evergreen at this point, but they quote it out of context and they're like, oh, Kirsha thinks all trans people are fetishists. And it's like, that's not what I said, but it's in your best interest as an activist to keep people in the dark about how dysphoria is a real medical condition and that you're just the same as those people who are dysphoric when that's not true.
See, what you're doing there is you're providing some gray area, some nuance to the conversation, and that's not what it is with a lot of these folks. It's very black and white. Either you're with us or against us. Either you're with us or you're tossed in the slammer.
And with how bad everything has gotten, I genuinely can't blame people who no longer want to delineate, and they're just like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. They're all the same to me. And this is what some of the like gay people have been saying for ages, where it's like, we don't want a lot of this crazy shit, because then people will just think that that's what all of us do, and it's going to start making people want to revoke rights that we have fought for. And I feel like quick,
I'm sorry. I just hate that they never speak up. Like, where are they? So I'm great. That's awesome. But they're never vocal about any of this shit. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, there are no, it's fine. I mean, I get you, and I can say I agree with you to a degree. There are gay groups like Gays Against Groomers or LGB Drop the T who do speak out against this stuff. Whereas with like transgender stuff, like Buck Angel speaks out about the trans activists. Blair White does the same thing. And it's just that actual dysphoric people, they're such a small minority. So even if you have people like Buck or like Blair who speak out against the activists and like the crazy shit the fetishists and the trenders do, most people won't even see it because there's so few people, whereas the activists outnumber them greatly. And it used to be like years ago when I would talk about these issues, some people would be like, oh yeah, well, the activists, the fetishists, the ideologues, they're a small vocal minority. And I'm like, no, bro, you haven't caught up, dude. They are the majority. The small vocal minority are the actual dysphorics with the medical condition that we've had, since the 80s, 90s, whatever. And just nobody cared because nobody talked about it.
Well, now they have a platform and they can do whatever they want, especially if you're Gigi Gorgeous, who I don't know if you've heard of this name. Well, we'll get to her in just a minute. But first, want to get to some of your support and super chats. Gigi Gorgeous is a dude.
Oh,
It sounds like a drag queen name.
Yeah,
He's a trans dude, Craig.
Okay, we'll get to. I don't know. I'll get to.
Craig can't clock him. What the hell?
Well, no, I just see the name. That's all. I saw the name.
Are you tired of all the nonsense? Yeah, you are. Hit the subscribe button right here and join us.